And we know you're a great meditator, and
Yeah.
I would love to do a meditation or something so that people,
Something quick.
yeah, our
Sure.
guests can like participate, you know, and
Yeah.
get all
Um,
energized.
yeah, for sure. I think I won't provide too much context, but you can just follow along at whatever level you're at, and no worries about having to get it right. The only thing I will say is think about maybe what I was saying before or I invite you to think about this, change, right? And your relationship with change, whatever that looks like for you, and you can keep that in mind right now. But I can get into it. Basically, all you need to do is, if you've never meditated before, just kind of grab a comfortable position. You can sit on the floor, sit in the chair. If you're lying down, that's fine too. And then just kind of get comfortable. Just take a few deep breaths. And you can close your eyes if you like. And if you'd rather keep them open, that's fine too. And just notice the breath here. It flows in on the inhale and out on the exhale. And for the next few minutes, I'm just going to throw away any outcome or any effort here, any expectations, but all we're going to do is just follow the breath and just help understand the mind. So whether the breath is shallow here or deep or fast or slow, just notice it however it is for you, and just allow your breath to be however it is. You might notice the change in the breath as it goes at the top of the inhale, then down to the bottom of the exhale, and then that repeats. And just notice what it's like to observe the breath here without having to change anything. Before reacting here, just observing first. And it's pretty natural for the mind to wander, so if you find that after a couple breaths you're thinking about what's for dinner or the sounds going on behind me on my end here, that's fine too. Just notice when your mind wanders, and then bring yourself back to the breath where we started. Noticing the inhale and the exhale. And again, each time the mind wanders, or you find yourself caught up in something else other than the breath, just recognize when this happens. And then just bring yourself back to the breath where we started. And there's nothing else needed in addition to that. And actually, there's nothing wrong with having your mind wander or losing track of the breath. The growth here is when you notice you're away from the breath, bringing yourself back. And it's that bringing yourself back right to the breath that grows the muscle of mindfulness. The ability to observe your experience, to notice what's going on without being pulled away by it. Coming back to the breath each time. Just noticing the inhale, followed by the exhale. You might notice any emotions you might feel right now. Maybe there's boredom or frustration. Sometimes there's confusion. Maybe there's a sense of peace. Just notice that as something that's part of your experience right now. An experience that's always changing from moment to moment. And just like we did with the breath, see if you can notice those feelings as they're happening right now without having to make them last longer or make them disappear. Just noticing them as they arise and pass in their own time. The same way the breath rises and passes, and rises and passes. Bringing your mind back to the breath each time it drifts away from it, as it naturally does. That's just how the mind is. In with the inhale and out with the exhale. And close out, just see if you can let go of any feeling of effort, any striving or trying to get this right and not trying to do it wrong or making it worth your time. Just see if you can put that aside. Those are natural feelings to come up, and when you put those aside, coming back to the breath here, right where we started, and just following the next 10 breaths, however they occur for you. And if you wander after a couple breaths, just recognize when you wander and bring yourself back to the breath. And that's all there is to do. 10 breaths, however they occur. And then just letting go of whatever breath you're on. Coming back now. And you can open your eyes if you like. And just take a moment to acknowledge the time you took and the time you put in. Pay attention to yourself. Pay attention to your experience. And just to notice right now if there's any change from when you started. And welcome back.
That's great.
Yeah, that was really good. Really makes you
So relaxed.
relaxed and like, yeah, your voice is very soothing for
Right? It is.
meditate.
It makes meditation easier.
Yeah.
That was my yelling voice.
Oh, was it?
Oh, was it?
That was your outside voice.
Oh, that's why it helped so much.
Yeah.
Nice.
Well,
Oh, yeah,
thanks
that's good.
for being on our show today and
Yeah, that's
making everyone
amazing.
calmer and, you know, in such a hectic kind of period that we are in civilization. Yeah, it definitely is nice to have some grounding and some techniques and some things to think upon, right?
Right. Everyone needs tools, right? But we get so confused when we watch the news and things like that, right? We hear different stories and sometimes hard to figure out what's right to do. We don't know sometimes, right?
Yeah.
So that was really helpful today to have you on our show, and I hope it helped our listeners and our audience, right? So
For sure. Well, I'm glad. It was a pleasure to be on, and it's a huge thanks to you, and I have a lot of gratitude for you both for putting this out and keeping in touch with people and, you know, helping us return to some sort of normal, as you were saying before. So I think you're achieving that, and happy to be part of it.
that's awesome. Yeah, we can't wait to have you back on the West Coast.
Yeah.
But we also want you to enjoy the time with your parents. You know, that's very precious. And,
I appreciate it.
yeah. We see you soon for
Yeah,
some sourdough
hopefully we'll
pizza.
see you soon for some.
You bet. I'll bring my appetite.
Sounds great.
You better do. Yeah, it's gonna be quite
Will do.
amazing. Yummy
There we go.
slices. I can't wait. Well, I can't get enough of
Yeah,
sourdough
you're making me
stuff,
hungry right now.
There you go.
Well, we
Just
worked
Thanks
hard.
again, eh?
Yeah.
Thank you, and take care. Stay healthy and safe, please.
Yeah. Safe travels. Take
Yeah,
care.
All the best.
take care. Bye.
Ciao.
Ciao.